Okay, here we go. 7th position, black to move. What would you play? So here, um, you have to notice a couple things. It's a very easy puzzle. You should find it, but you have to notice that this queen is eyeing this back rank, and the king cannot escape if this queen gets away from the if the queen moves away from the last rank, and with the support of the rook, you cannot. We have to drive the queen away from the 7th rank. That's the easy way to put it. How to do it? Take this pawn. Brilliant move. Rook takes e4. Why is it brilliant? Because if white takes, you simply deliver checkmate, right? This is checkmate. So the idea is you take a free pawn. White should not take. That's the only reasonable way to move forward. The best move, according to the engine, is queen to f1. Yes, you lose a pawn as white, but at least it's not immediate checkmate, so don't fall for that trap if you're white. And if you're black, this is a simple deflection tactic. You deflect and you checkmate. The 8th position that we have, and overall it's the 48th position. So, it's white to move. Stop the video. Okay, do we have checks? Yes, we have checks. We have this check, but then he will probably take, okay, he takes the knight. Then what do I have? I have another check. Then maybe another check. So, yeah, we can consider that. That's probably winning for white. So let's calculate it. So let's say I go here. I give this check. And then black has a couple of moves here. If he takes, you you give the check here. And after he goes back, you deliver checkmate. However, we have, I think, another more creative way to do it. So once we see that this bishop is eyeing this h7 square and the queen can checkmate, the idea is how can we move the knight away from this file so that we can deliver the checkmate, but we have to move the knight with tempo. You might think of a blunder. You might think of jumping with the knight to f5, but this is actually a blunder because he will take you with the bishop and cut off your bishop, and then it's winning here for black actually, because black is up on material. So the idea is actually, yes, to sacrifice the knight, but this is the way to sacrifice the knight. Now he cannot take the king with the king because it's defended by this queen, and if he takes with the rook, you simply deliver checkmate in 2. Right? So does he have other alternatives? No. If he doesn't take with the rook, there's a checkmate coming. So this is checkmate. Right? The only blunder you can do here is, seems like a logical move, but after he takes, just defending this, completely losing now for white. So let's go ahead to the next position. Okay, so here it's white to move. You should be able to find this tactic. Stop the video. What's the move? The move for white here comes from the question that we have to always ask ourselves. Is his king and his queen on the same file? Is his king and his queen on the same diagonal? Here, it's the latter. His king and queen are on the same diagonal. I have a white bishop or a white squared bishop. So what do? I sacrifice the rook. Brilliant move, rook takes d5. If he takes with the pawn, you go ahead and win his queen, because after check, you simply take it. Right? And after he takes, you cannot, of course, take with the queen, because I'll also take you with the bishop. This is completely winning for white. So the idea comes from the fact that these two very important, most important pieces for black are on the same diagonal, and I have a bishop with that color, so I will prepare all of the conditions for me to fork the king and the queen. How? Sacrifice the rook and get his queen. I think he could do this, but you simply take, right? Yeah, you simply take. After he takes, you're up 3 points on material, and you're gonna win the game. So I'm gonna put the position, the initial position again. Try to visualize all of the possibilities that we discussed. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, this is an interesting game. This is a very interesting game, actually. I think it's missing a queen for black. It's missing a queen somewhere in black. Okay, consider there's a queen somewhere here, not here. Okay, consider there's a queen for black here. I think it's missing queen, but the queen doesn't really do anything. So it's not in a great place, right? So consider there's a queen. Consider there's a queen here on a5, for example, for black, right? And you're white to move. What would you play here as white? Well, is my king safe? Yes, it's completely safe. There's nothing he can do to annoy me. Is there a check? Yes, there is a check. Which check is there? The only check, there's this check with a knight, but it doesn't really do anything because he will take with the bishop, and then I will take with my bishop, he will take with the rook, and then nothing happens. There is one other check, which is the check with the knights here, jump to g6, but then he will simply take with the bishop. Again, nothing really happens. The only move is the third possible check that's calculated. You sacrifice the rook. This square is controlled by the bishop, so the only way for him to continue the game is to take the rook. It's forced. Then you give the check with the queen. He goes here. It's forced. Checkmate with the queen, the support of the bishop. This is how to know what's the best move, what's the tactic. Is my king safe? And then what checks are available, what captures, and what attacks do I have? And then there's also what pawn breaks or pushes of pawn possible that I have, but that's the least popular or probable solution to the tactics. So again, king safety, check, capture, attack, and then pawn break. So this is what you think about when you're trying to find the solution to your puzzles. We continue our quest. We still have 2 tactics left for today. Here it's actually black to move, so I'll flip the screen for you guys. Stop the video. What would you play? Well, let's think logically, as we always do. Is my king safe? Yes, my king is completely safe. There's this queen, but it doesn't really do anything. This bishop is not doing anything. It's attacking my rook, but my king is safe. So let's think offensively here. What checks do I have? I have this check and possible checkmate, but he's defending it with this queen. So can I get rid of the queen? Not easily. I cannot sacrifice a rook or something to get rid of the queen. Because even if I do this, he will take with the bishop, for example. So that's not the move. Sacrificing here is not the move. Well, one of the possibilities for me is to put his queen that is defending this square on the same file now with the king, and then bring my rook to pin both of them. So what's the move? Bishop takes g2. If you take now with the queen, I don't have to take it with my queen. I can go ahead and bring my rook on the same file, and after that, your only move is to take on g4, and then I take. And then after you move, I liquidate everything, and I can give the check here or whatever, and I win the game. I'm 2 points up on material. On the eval bar, black is 5 points better. So yeah, that's the idea. This is suggested to be even better, because now when you take, at least there is a pawn in front of your king, but it's still completely winning for black. But actually, I think the best response for white, the most confusing one, would be after I take this and I attack your queen, and I'm threatening to move the bishop with a discovered check. The best move for white would be this, queen to g3. And the idea behind it is you're trying to cut off the connection between the bishop and the queen. So you're thinking about just saving your bishop, for example. If you think about that, you're gonna lose material. As black here, what you should do is still bring your rook to g4. The idea is, if you take with the king, I'll take you. So it's the same thing. And if you, let's say, move with the queen, you don't really have anywhere to move without me taking you directly. But even if there's this possibility, there's discovered check with the rook and the queen, so it's terrible, and white cannot do much here. So the best move for white, I think, would be to take this bishop now. Yes. And after that, black will take, white will take the rook back, and yeah, here black should, what should black do? Maybe go back. Okay, bring the rook here, that's the best move. You're telling me why not protect this bishop? Because after he takes, you can go ahead and give the check, and when he moves, you win this bishop. See the idea? So anyways, black always comes out victorious out of all of this mess. But probably your opponent is not a grandmaster, so after you play this move, he'll probably take with the queen. And after he takes with the queen, you just simply bring the rook and you win the game. If he's Magnus Carlsen, after this, he plays this, and after this he plays this, then you're still winning. You still take, go here, he takes, you have check, goes here. Still completely winning for black. White has 2 rooks and a knight. You have a queen, a rook, and one more pawn, so you're completely winning. Moving on to our last position for today. Our last position for today is, let me turn this on, wait. Okay, the last position for today is actually black to move. So stop the video, what you do, play as black here. Well, the first idea that comes to mind, at least to my mind, is that this king is vulnerable. I have two bishops, a queen in the corner that's now threatened, a very promising pawn, and a legend of a rook. I have a legendary rook here taking control of the full e file, right? So as black, I'm just looking for the final touch. I'm looking for the checkmate, right? So this queen is gonna be lost anyway because it's trapped now. If you go here, he'll take you with the rook. If you stay there, he'll take you with the rook. If you take, he'll take. So it's not really something to hold on to. So since we cannot hold on to the queen, let's try to sacrifice the queen for a greater purpose. Okay, is my king safe? Yes. What checks do I have? I have this check with a bishop, but it doesn't do anything because he will simply take me with the queen, and the queen on c3 wasn't stopping any checkmates, so it's just me giving up a bishop. So this is not a good move. What other checks do I have? I have this check, but he will simply take with the rook, and he's also defending with this queen, so it doesn't do anything. If I go here, he'll simply take me. Okay. Do I have any other checks? Yes. I have this check with the queen. Okay, let's calculate it. He takes back. And then what do I have? I give a check, but he simply takes with the rook, and after I take, he takes with his king. Doesn't do anything. I have this check now. If he takes with the rook, I take with my pawn, and then the king is checkmated. He doesn't have anywhere to go. So one of the checks is actually forced checkmate. This position is actually mate in 2 for black. This is forced. You cannot run away with the king, so you have to take with the rook. And after I take with the bishop, this pawn, you cannot take back because it's defended by this great bishop. And also this is a great bishop, so the king is checkmated with the pawn. And the idea here is I have two great bishops. I can afford to sacrifice the queen at the right time in the right place to win the game. And also I have a legendary rook, as we said. So the white king was really trapped in a very bad situation. So this is it for today, guys. I think we finished 42 puzzles till now. This is a great learning experience for you and for me also, because I'm not a great, great player. I'm not an international master or anything like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm continuing my lectures, I'm continuing the videos, I'm continuing the live streams. I will see you very, very soon with other lectures. I'm going back to the Endgames book. I'm gonna finish it in the next few weeks, hopefully. And I will see you guys soon, because now I'm really concentrating on this YouTube stuff. I just need to finish 4,000 hours of watch time. So I need you guys to watch more of my videos so that I can finally get monetized, because I'm not monetized. And yeah, that's it. Enjoy your time, enjoy your life. I'll see you very soon. Ciao.